morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sister Tina here. I hope y'all are safe in your place of abode today. Whether it's in an apartment, whether it's at home, whether it's even in your dorm. Just hope that you're safe, that you're warm, and also let us remember those who don't have a home, who are probably out in this very cold right now. I have seen many videos about people who are trying to rescue stray cats and dogs. Well, let's think about people for a change. Let us think about, those who are out here right now who are in need of shelter but don't know how. I mean, yes, our shelters be full to a point where, they don't have no more beds, and then they shut down once they reach maximum capacity. Like this one young lady in Detroit that got killed. Well, not killed, but froze to death. She wasn't able to make it to her shelter in time because the bus ran late. By the time they got there, they refused to let her in, so she had no place to go. She was homeless. By then, I guess she decided to sleep in a dumpster or behind a dumpster, all that, because if y'all know Detroit winters, Detroit winters are brutal. They are more brutal than here in Cincinnati, right? I mean, it's cold. As y'all know, Michigan is like right near Canada, and when Canada gets very cold, guess what? The North get their share of the what they call the Arctic blast. But anyway, I think the next day they found her. She passed away. She froze to death. And this, make me think, about it's not just those who are homeless, but those who are in cars, who are in substandard housing with no heat. It makes me think, I'm not mad at those who are living in subpar housing. I'm mad at the landlords, I'm mad at the landladies, I'm mad at the owners of the property who are not taking better care of them. I'm mad at them for not, being concerned, like, asking certain questions like, do you have enough heat? Do you have enough hot water? Heck, do you even have enough food? I mean, it's like, I really wish more people know, how bad the situation is, when it comes to bad weather. We be on social media complaining about we don't have enough heat, we don't have enough power, we don't even have enough food. But yet there are people out there who don't have anything at all. I mean, that really breaks my heart. I'd be thinking that if I was a multi-billionaire, I would love to buy these mansions, these empty mansions, and turn them into boarding places. Help people be on their feet, right? Give them a chance. Because we know there are so many out there who are in need of help but don't know how to ask you what to say because they're afraid of being turned away. That's how it is. That's how it always is. They really don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about y'all. And I do care. Like I said, I was a billionaire. So many of these, rich folks, be moving from one house to another, and ain't bother on, using, that property. They decide, to turn around and sell it and use whatever money for a bigger, better place. That's crazy. And yet you wonder why the housing market is so messed up. It ain't because of the construction. It's because of people, there are greedy people out there who figured that they want to take advantage of those who want to buy a house and give them outrageous interest rates to a point where it's hard for them to even pay for a house. And don't forget the property taxes. Why would you pay property tax on something that should be yours, right? It don't make no sense. I mean, yes, if you live here in the city, I can understand property tax. But if you live way out in the country or rural area, you shouldn't pay no property tax at all. Why? Because either whatever property you living on is either passed down or been given to you, that kind of stuff. You know, that's yours, free and clear. You don't have to pay no property tax on anything. The only thing maybe you probably gonna have to do is pay like electricity, and whatever other stuff that you need, like for your farm or whatever business you do. But I mean that's crazy. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling y'all. Think about the people. I'm not saying don't help animals. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. I love animals. I mean, if I see an animal in trouble, I would love to go and bring them in, nurse them for a while until they're strong enough to go get back out in the wild. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is please don't forget the people. There are so many of us, so many out there right now that are in need of shelter. And I do appreciate certain churches who open up their buildings, temporarily to help them out. I appreciate that. But you know what? Tell you the truth, I wish mega churches ought to open up. I mean, as big as they are, and they got so much room. That's what they need to do. That's an idea. Yeah, I'm letting these mega pastors, while y'all are talking about how Drewski are dissing y'all need to start opening up your buildings and help these homeless people who need a place, a temporary place to stay until this cold weather, is gone. That should be a great idea. And please don't do this for no clout. Don't post this on Facebook, X, Instagram, or anything like that saying that you're doing a good deed. Don't do that. I'm telling y'all. Please do not do that. Right? Just do this out of the goodness of your heart, right? It's not about money. It's not about, that, oh, hey, I did a good thing, show me some love and donations and stuff. Do not do that. Please. That is so wrong. Y'all got a big place, a big church. I don't care if it's the gym. I don't care if it's a community center. It doesn't matter. Just give them some place to be. Okay? I mean, I admit that really pisses me off. We got to care for, we gotta love and care for one another. It's not just about giving blankets. It's not just giving a hot meal. We got to do more. People, we got to do more. God is telling us, that we, I'll be out there, and if we take care of, the least of us, then we know that we're taking care of God, one of God's children. We know we should be leery about taking care of someone. I know. I understand. I know. Sometimes I be leery too. If I'm out there with, a total stranger, and if a stranger come up to me, asking me for something, and even though I don't have it, for real, I feel guilty. Because to me, it's like, I wish I did have a few dollars to give, but I don't have much anything. All I have is like maybe a bus card and just go to where I need to go. And do what I gotta do. But I figure, since, we're still in a level 2 emergency, don't don't forget, you know, keep an eye on your neighbors, especially your elderly or your sick neighbors. Make sure they're okay. Not only call them. You can check on them if you want to. It's up to you. But please, I'm telling y'all, don't forget the humans. Don't forget there are people out there who needs, who needs shelter, who needs food, who needs, a place to sleep temporarily. All right? Because I'm telling you, there's still more to come. This is why I really wish they, not build more shelter, make shelters. Make them. Like I said, there are so many abandoned places. And yet, y'all keep talking about affordable housing. Where the affordable housing at, huh? How affordable is affordable housing? Let me tell you that. I would love to love to ask that question tomorrow because I'm curious. I mean, yes, I've been around Cincinnati. I've seen so many of these new apartments and townhouses rising up, but yet there are people who are struggling, trying to make ends meet, working and being homeless, and some of them even got kids, right? I mean, this is so sad. This really breaks my heart. I mean, I'm really hoping. I thought all the past deaths from hypothermia will open people's eyes, but I guess not. That's sad. To a point. Like I said, if I was a multi-billionaire, I would buy, a large mansion, set it up, to where it's almost like a hotel. I know many of y'all probably seen, that there are more people that live in a hotel more than they do in an apartment. Because, of course, they're back to where you guys say 3 months income. Sorry. Yeah, 3 months income in order for you to rent an apartment. Sorry. And on top of that, you got to pay, of course, they check your credit. I mean, this is why it's so difficult. I don't think people ever let others, I don't think landlords and landladies ever give people another chance. I mean, yes, they have evictions. Yes, they struggle with unemployment and finances. I mean, there's services out there, but sometimes, if you send them to services where they offer, not financial assistance, but financial literacy, most people don't know exactly what you're talking about. And that's the thing. I really, especially those who are older, those who don't have much of an education, those who have mental problems, those who have substance abuse problems, that kind of stuff. Those are the people who are struggling with. They don't know what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, see, this is what I'm saying. We got to do better. And this weather here is teaching us. We got to do better. We got to save not only ourselves but others as well. Even though we're supposed to be still, we still got to do something. And I know it's not easy. Especially when you help those who don't like you just because you're different. We got to do what we got to do. If they don't want if they don't want help, fine. Just wipe your feet and say, I'm done. I'm going to the next person. If the next person don't want it, don't give up. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there who needs to listen. All I'm saying is, we got to help those, get get affordable housing. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop blaming the politicians. Even though they promise affordable housing, we as a people need to start helping one another. You know what I'm saying? Don't always go by promises that whatever politician, I don't care if it's the president, I don't care if it's the governor, I don't care if it's the mayor. People say stuff. Like they always say, they talk the talk, but not walk the walk. Because, I mean, really, we do what we can. Now, maybe United Way. Okay, United Way is probably good. Uh, there's one place called the Healing Center, even though it's way over in Springdale. I think sometimes they help with financial literacy too, and also apply for jobs if that's what you want. They post certain jobs. The problem is certain jobs are way out in, let's say, like the either the suburbs or out in the boondocks, as I call it. But just make a way, if you can. Uh, there are other uh, church religious organizations that probably can help you with that. I think Mercy Health, not Mercy Health, my bad. Mercy Neighborhood, uh, Neighborhood is offering certified nursing assistant classes soon. You don't have to go through the whole going to college stuff and all that. You can apply with class. I think it's like a 6 week, 8 week class. Become a CNA, that kind of stuff. You know, they're out there. All you have to do is look. Whatever. If I see it on Facebook or Instagram, I share stuff. I really do. I want people to know there is help. You don't have to ask. I'm sharing it with y'all so you can if you don't need it and you know someone who needs it, pass it on. That's all that matters. Okay? So, all right, yeah, I better get on here, and I did say I want to make me some breakfast, but you know what? I'm in the mood for some brunch. My hubby made some he made great turkey yesterday, and still got some leftover rice and some of the chickpeas stew that I made on over the weekend. I'm gonna mix that up. Make me a little good stuff. Right after check my blood sugar and stuff. So all right, yeah. So even though I know many of y'all probably not able to help, pray anyway. Let's pray for our homeless. Let's pray for those who are going through substance abuse. Let's pray for those who are having mental challenges, mental illness, those who are sick and shut in at this time. Let us continue to pray for one another, please. You know, that's all I ask. I'm hoping, like I said, I hope y'all are you safe? Have enough food, have enough heat. I hope your power didn't go off. If it did, just be patient. There are probably line crews out there now try to do the best they can. They're human. If you have to be outside, make sure you bundle up. Um, like I said on my post about level 2, expect delays. Expect delays if you ride the bus or if you take Uber or Lyft. Expect delays. They're out there because they're not gonna be that many. Uh, People be riding the bus or take the ride share. They're out there. In this weather. And for those who complain about, why, kids are not in school, there's a reason why kids not in school. I don't blame them. I don't blame CPS, Cincinnati Public School, for shutting down. I think for what I understand now, they're shutting down for Tuesday too. I don't blame them. This is why I always tell y'all to always have a plan B. I know there are times that you can't be off for work, but if you must, that's why I'm telling y'all. Please, always have a plan B. Okay? So, all right, y'all. Like I said, I'm about to get on here and make me a little something to eat. I'm just thankful to God, that I'm taking the time to make this. I probably gonna plan on putting this on YouTube because it's a little bit longer, but you know what? That's okay. I really don't care. All I know is I'm just letting y'all know. We gotta do what we gotta do to take care of one another and help one another. All right. So, all right, y'all. Love y'all. Oh, before I go, I just want to say thank you to Brother Greg and Brother Ron and Brother Marvin for yesterday for the abbreviated sermon, about don't give up, which I might talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so all right, yeah. So, we appreciate these brothers for taking the time yesterday to have virtual worship, and like I said, I appreciate them and hope that in due time there probably be more more brothers hook up through our what we call technology ministry, to do more, to glorify God and give God praise and glory. Okay. So all right, y'all take care, and Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow. But until then, y'all take care, stay warm, be careful. All right.